Hi there, I'm Misty Swanson with Kingdom Travel. Today, let's talk about travel insurance. Now, I know that's not the most exciting topic in the world, and if you're anything like me, your eyes kind of glaze over a little bit and roll in the back of your head just at the sound of the word. So today, I'm going to try to make this as enjoyable as possible as I can and educate you a little bit along the way. So let me share my screen and we will get started. Here we go. So the big question, should I or shouldn't I? Should I purchase a travel protection plan or should I not? You will hear me refer to this as travel insurance, travel protection, a travel policy. They're all generally the same thing. So as we go through, you'll hear me kind of use those terms interchangeably. So a quick disclaimer before we get started. I am not an insurance agent or a broker. However, I am authorized to offer and disseminate travel insurance quotes. So let's dive in. The main question I get asked is travel protection required? No, it's not required. However, I do strongly recommend that you have a plan, not necessarily an insurance plan, but a plan in case something unexpected happens. My goal today is to provide some information to help you make the decision that is best for your situation. Two questions to consider. Is your investment protected? Undoubtedly, you have spent or are going to spend a significant amount of money. Take time off work, have someone watch the pets, water the plants. You get the idea. You're going to make some preparations to go on this amazing vacation. What would happen if you had to cancel or if you missed a connection? Another question to consider is, does your current medical policy provide coverage? If you are traveling to a foreign country, will your current medical policy cover you in the event of a medical emergency? Or what happens if you need to return home unexpectedly? Of course, you may have other questions that are specific to your situation, and travel policies generally cover more than just these two scenarios. But I believe these are the two main questions to consider when trying to decide whether or not you should purchase travel protection. So the types of coverage, you can get a bundled policy, which comes with your package plan. So let's say you book a vacation through Southwest Vacations and you purchase the airfare and the hotel and the car rental and all the things, and you can add travel insurance on with that package. You can also purchase a standalone plan. And this is purchased through a third-party travel insurance provider. They're an actual insurance company. Depending on the type of vacation and what you're planning to do, one plan may be preferred over another. So let's look at some examples of third-party insurance. My goal as your travel advisor is to select the provider and the policy that best fits your needs. These are just a few of the companies that I work with: Allianz, Chubb, Travel Guard, and Travel Insured. The online platforms are different for each provider. However, the terminology is the same throughout the industry, and the process will be the same regardless of which provider is selected. We'll look at an example using Travel Insured, and I will show you how to determine the coverage that is provided. And again, the platforms will be different for each travel company, travel agent, and travel insurance company, but the process will be the same and the terminology will be the same. So after I've requested a quote for your trip, you will receive an email directly from the insurance company. I will also send you an email and say, hey, look out for this, but you will receive an email directly from them. That email will contain a link to view the plans that I've quoted. Generally, I will quote 2 different plans. So when you click the link, if you see a screen that says no plans found, like don't panic, it's okay. It just takes a few minutes, a few seconds for those plans to load up. Then you will be taken to a screen that shows the plans that I've quoted. Before we dive into that, I want to point out one major difference between a regular insurance policy that you may be familiar with, like your auto insurance or your homeowners or renters insurance, healthcare, and the difference between those types of policies and travel insurance. So for travel insurance, they covered unforeseen events that we could not have expected, the ones that you never see coming. Travel policies will have very specific reasons that the plan will cover. Unlike your kind of what I would consider traditional or regular travel, regular insurance policies, they cover everything except X, Y, and Z. So your auto policy will cover everything, but it will have a certain list of exclusions. So travel policies are kind of opposite of what we normally think of. So when we dive in here in just a second, you'll see we'll take a look at the covered reasons that the plan would that you would be eligible to file a claim with the plan. So let's take a look and see what we have here. So we have no plans found, and then it pops up the loading screen. So generally, I will provide a quote for two options. With Travel Insured, their website will show you just quickly a comparison on the 2 different plans. You have the plan name at the top, Worldwide Trip Protector and Worldwide Trip Protector Edge. You have your cost for each one, add-ons, and then you can click the details. It will list who is covered on the policy. So let's scroll down and just take a glance at the high level summary. So your coverages will be on the left. Trip delay under the Worldwide Trip Protector plan is $1,500. Under Edge is $300, and it'll show you like what the delay has to be at least 3 hours on the Protector and 12 hours on the Edge plan. Trip delay, trip interruption, change fee, itinerary change. Let's look at itinerary change. Under the Protector plan is up to $500, but it's not an option on the Edge plan. So where you see a dash, that coverage is not available on that particular plan. If you hover over, you get a little bit more detail. Reimburses up to $500 for a non-refundable event or activity expenses paid by you for activities that are missed due to a supplier's itinerary change. So an example of that would be if you were taking a cruise and the cruise ship had to change ports and you were not able to get a refund for an excursion that you had planned. So that would kind of fall under that itinerary change. Your travel insurance policy will also have a medical coverage component to it. Medical evacuation, accident and sickness, and these are you can see the different levels of coverage under each plan. What happens if your bags get lost or they're delayed showing up? There's coverage for that as well. Rental car coverage is optional, and you can purchase that. And then additional policies down here, or additional coverage. We'll scroll back up to the top, and let's click on details. This is where we will see the list of covered reasons that I mentioned earlier. The first tab here under benefits is basically the summary that we just went over. Lots of hyperlinks you can click on. So cancellation reasons. If you needed to cancel, just completely cancel your vacation, these are the list of covered reasons that you would be eligible to file a claim. Sickness or injury. And for each reason, there will be a definition. Attending a childbirth. Strike. Perhaps your company goes on strike. Divorce or legal separation. We're not speaking that over anyone. Travel alert warning. So you can see here, there's how many ever reasons that the policy would cover. Each provider will have some of the same reasons, and then some will have additional. Death of you or a family member, or a traveling companion, or your traveling companion's family member. Service animal, business partner. Reasons for interruption if you needed to join your trip late. Each travel insurance company will also provide additional services. If your bag is lost, you can call them, and while you're on your trip, of course, call me too. But you can call the travel insurance company and they can help with that. If somehow you lose your passport, they can help you navigate that process while you're on vacation. And then who's eligible for the plan. You can click the plan document button and it will show you the plan document. Let me grab one here. For your light reading, it's 60 or so pages, and it has all the details. It has all the definitions. Your travel insurance policy will begin the day of your vacation, your departure date, and it will end on the day that you return. So that's a quick overview, and just remember that you want to look at your covered reasons for cancellation, interruption, etc. If you choose to purchase your plan, which you can do straight from that website, let me pull it back up here, the quote website. Let's say we want to select this one. A couple of things I want to mention. I will typically add cancel for any reason if it's available. That means you can literally, you don't have to have a covered reason to cancel. If you wake up and decide you don't want to go that day, you can cancel. I generally will include electronic equipment because it's fairly inexpensive, and it covers if you lose your phone or drop it in the water, or your laptop, things like that. And I also will include this travel inconvenience. It's $15, and it covers so much more. I personally have filed claim on my own insurance policies for travel and convenience, the pool at our resort was closed for maintenance for 2 days. So the travel and convenience paid $750 because we weren't able to enjoy our resort the way that we had planned. So for instance, if I wanted to purchase this worldwide trip protector plan, I'd click the select button, click continue. You know, if I wanted to add or remove any of the options, click continue, and that will just take you to the purchase page. And you would enter your credit card information. You don't need to let me know. I will get the automatic email that you've purchased the plan, and just enter your information and click checkout. And I'm going to go ahead and close this screen and go back to our presentation. So if you decide to go ahead and purchase, you will receive an email, and it will have your plan number on it, and it will contain the attachments for with your confirmation of benefits and the plan document, that 60 or how many ever page document it is. And if you need a consulate letter, it will also include that. The confirmation of benefits is really important. It has the emergency phone numbers. It has your coverage information on it. And I recommend that you print that or save photo screenshots on your phone so that you have that while you're traveling. In the event that you do have something come up, when you call and say get help, like, hey, they've lost my bags or whatever, they'll ask you for your policy number and all of that information. In the event that there's a medical emergency after you get medical care, after you call 911 or whatever the equivalent is to where you're traveling, call your medical insurance or call the travel insurance. Like, that's extremely important because they will help you navigate with the medical providers and make sure that you get the information that you need to be able to file the claim. Okay, so how do I decide? How do I decide whether or not I need to purchase a plan? Well, what if one of these scenarios happened? What if you injured yourself, or your bag gets lost, or you need to cancel, or you miss your connection, or natural disaster? Like, we don't want to think about, something bad happening while we're on vacation. But travel insurance is just like any other insurance plan. It's not worth the paper it's written on until you need it, and then it's worth its weight in gold. So if you decide not to purchase a plan, that's fine. What is your plan? Just have a plan. Let's talk about that. And again, just to remind you, I'm not an insurance agent or a broker. I am your trusted travel advisor, and I am authorized to provide this information. And if you have questions about your specific situation, I'll stop sharing here. If you have questions about your specific your trip, your itinerary, of course, you can call me and we can talk through that. Or if you have questions about the travel policy in particular, you can call the travel insurance company and they will answer any questions, because they're way more qualified to answer the insurance type questions than I am. But either way, it is just so incredibly important to me that you have a plan. And whatever that plan is, I want to help you just make sure that it's in place so that you can have an amazing time. Thank you. And as always, if you have any questions, give me a call.